Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our WA Create Your Own Freedom event. It's a beautiful, cold, windy winter night over here in WA on the 18th of July 2017. And if you're watching this event, someone that you know has invited you to take a sneak peek at what we're doing. And so you're going to see some stories tonight of different people who are experiencing life-changing results on our product, and also some people who the business is really impacting. So thank you so much for taking the time to have a look at what we're doing. As I said, my name's Beck, and my husband and I have been doing or involved in this Juice Plus business for 12 months now. And in that time, it has totally changed my health and the health of my family, which is so exciting. And it's also changing our future financially. As we know, the world is really changing quickly, and the workplace is completely evolving almost before our eyes. What worked for previous generations is just not working now. And there's a fair bit of instability in the workplace. And I know, especially over here in WA with the downturn in mining, a lot of families are feeling very stressed around the subject of finances. So even people who thought their jobs would be really secure are finding that they're not. And we're even seeing machines taking the jobs of people in lots of different areas, at Coles and Kmart and even some service stations. So the jobs out there are becoming less and less. So people are finding that they have less time and less freedom. And for those people who do have jobs, they're feeling quite stressed trying to keep those jobs and keep their employees happy. So about a year ago, I was traveling around Australia with my beautiful family in our caravan, and I came across the product of Juice Plus. And for me, I was looking for a healthy change in my life. I was really physically run down. I was being woken up, 3 or 4 times a night, most nights by my 2 small kids in the caravan, and I was just feeling like an absolute wreck. I was grabbing for the chocolate, even at morning tea, just to survive, and drinking chocolate, drinking coffee, and just making bad choices all day long, just literally in survival mode. So when I saw a post my friend put up about increased energy and a healthy change, and I immediately messaged her and said, what is this? I need to know about it. So even in the first week, I felt so much better. My energy had increased, and I'd reduced my coffee. I was waking up feeling like I'd actually had a good night's sleep, and that foggy mummy brain thing had left, which was awesome. And so I decided this is something I could really recommend to people as I travelled around Australia. So I had a look at the business, and it really ticked all of my boxes in terms of what I was looking for in a job. I really wanted to be at home or in the caravan with my kids. I didn't want to go off to work, and I'm a high school teacher. That's my qualification. So I didn't actually want to do relief teaching around Australia. I really wanted to be with my kids. That was the whole purpose of our trip around Australia, was to spend more time with them. So this really did tick all the boxes. And a year later, we've actually decided to settle in WA. And it's really helped our family financially with the costs of moving. And while my hubby finds work here, it's really tiding us over, which is awesome. And I'm excited to be able to share this with other families who are struggling financially over here as well. And just the freedom it's giving us to be able to plan holidays and do things that we would not have been able to afford to do before. So my husband's a builder as well, and he's really over doing that. But as you know, when you've got bills to pay, you just tend to default into what you know. So as I build my business, he's working less and less and looking for what he really wants to do in life, which is super exciting. So tonight we're going to share some stories with you of how people's lives have been transformed by the product and also the business opportunity. So please stick around and listen to those stories. I'm just so grateful that I came across this opportunity because without it, I would probably be back in full-time work now and having to put kids in daycare, which is not my ideal scenario. So I'm going to hand over now to a beautiful friend, beautiful mum, Roy, who's joined our business, and she's going to share with you a little bit about our amazing product and program. Thanks, Roy.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey guys, getting a little bit of feedback. Is that better? Oh, that's better. Sorry, yeah, cool. Hey guys, I'm really excited to be on here and to share our amazing Juice Plus products. I've been taking Juice Plus and doing the business now for about 3 months or just over. Before Juice Plus came into my life, and I'm going to keep it nice and short, I became a new mummy. A month later, I was diagnosed with postnatal depression and had to take antidepressants. I don't know if anybody else has had the same experience, but when you're taking antidepressants, it has huge side effects on your health. In my case, it was a loss of appetite, like chronic fatigue. Even though I was awake, I was just constantly tired, and also a lack of breast milk supply. So naturally, I was looking for something to take. I usually take things like spirulina or, Vital Greens and stuff like that. But I accidentally came across Juice Plus. I was scrolling on good old Instagram, and I saw the Mummies on a Mission clip by Kira. But yeah, I had no idea that it had anything to do with Juice Plus, to be honest, and I had no idea the benefits that I'd get from Juice Plus. So I'm going to come back to my story, but I want to share with you our products that we have. So the first things I want to share with you are our whole food fruit and veg blends. So they come like this. So we've got a fruit, a berry and a veg blend. I don't know if you can see that properly. And they look like this. They come in a little vegan capsule. These are packed with over 26 different fruit, veg and berries. I don't know if anyone can manage to eat that many vegetables and berries and, every day. I certainly can't. But they're amazing. I take these every day. The fruit and the veg, excuse me, the fruit and the veg are organically farmed and then picked at ripe peakness. They're they're juiced in a slow press juicer and then dehydrated at a very low temperature to keep all the enzymes and nutrients in the powders. So the two main things for me was that I could pick up the bottle and I could read all the ingredients on the back. So that was a huge deal for me. I mean, like if I can eat apple and I can eat pineapple, I can take Juice Plus. So that was great. And the other amazing thing was that there's no warning labels on the bottles. So it's perfect for anybody, really. Pregnant women, in my case, breastfeeding, elderly, athletes, kids, you name it. If you can read and eat what's on Juice Plus or on the back of Juice Plus, you can take Juice Plus. So that's huge. I think that's pretty amazing, and to get all those nutrients from just a little capsule is great. So I did a little bit more research into the Juice Plus products and found out that we have a whole lot of study been put into our products. We have over 30 peer-reviewed, gold standard, this is a long one, medical journal published studies So for peace of mind and for my peace of mind, I was able to go online and look at all the info that was available. Yeah, so what happens when we take Juice Plus is that our body recognizes it as food, and it's absorbed into the bloodstream. If you've ever taken any multivitamin or anything from the chemist or from Coles or whatever, lots of those are synthetically made. So, for example, when you're going to the toilet and you're weeing, your pee is yellow when you take things like that. So it goes into your body and it gets flushed out. The difference with Juice Plus is that your body recognizes it as food. It absorbs it into the blood and your pee's clear. So that means your body is getting all those nutrients from these little capsules. So that's really great. The other thing we have are our Juice Plus Complete protein powders. They come in vanilla or chocolate, and again, they're full of superfoods. They're full of superfoods. Things like kale, mushroom powder, sprouts, and many other things like that I probably would never eat on a plate. The great thing about these for me was that I was skipping breakfast and sometimes lunch. So it's a great way for me to easily eat something. I don't know about anyone else. My sister actually brought Juice Plus from me, and she has to hide them away from her kids because they think that they're milkshakes. They're like, "Mum, can I have a milkshake? Mum, can I have a milkshake?" And she's just like, "No, eat your veggies." Anyway, so yeah, it's a great convenience if you're on the run all the time. Have them in your bag. If you're reaching out for sugary snacks, they're great to crave those cravings. For me, at nighttime especially, I love to eat chocolate. Everyone does. But I put it in yogurt, Greek yogurt, with some coconut on top, and it's just a great, way to have a little snack. And the other amazing thing we have at Juice Plus is our chews. Now they come in a fruit and a veg. So we all have kids, or most of us have kids, and they're the light of our eyes. So they look like these. These are great for the kids. One of the benefits of Juice Plus is that if you're an adult, you can sponsor a child from the ages of 4 to 18. Now, they get the chews free if you order your fruit and veg capsules. It's a really great and sneaky way to get your kids to eat vegetables consistently every day. Juice Plus is not a replacement for eating fruit and veg, but it's merely bridging the gap to what we get consistently every day. I don't know about everyone else, but in our whole household, we do not eat as much fruit and veggie as like the government requires. For example, the government requires us to eat 2 to 5 servings of fruit and veg, and recent science recommends that we actually eat 9 to 14 serves a day. For me, that's a lot to shove down my gob, and it just doesn't happen. So this is just, a really good way to get your kids, and for people who don't like popping pills, to get that nutrition in their diet every day. Okay, the other thing we have is, and I don't actually have a copy, sorry, I only have a copy on my phone, is you get free access to our online JBT programs. So the JBT program is a deprivation-free, family-friendly, like a health eating plan. So with this, you get free access for lifetime, to meal plans, workout guides, recipes, and yeah, just lots of other great things, and a huge community online where you can get the motivation to, you know, kickstart your health. Going back to my story at the start, coming from a sporting background and like competitive netball and basketball, I knew that I needed to find something to supplement my nutrition at the time because of my lack of breast milk and lack of eating. And I'm so glad I found Juice Plus. Within the first 3 days of taking Juice Plus, I got my appetite back. I had loads more energy. And the biggest thing for me was my breast milk supply was just out of control, to the point where I was waking up with like a soaked t-shirt, because I've been leaking all night. So I was just, yeah, that was a huge milestone for me. And like, I can't thank the person who introduced this to me enough. You know, like, Juice Plus has been around for 20 years and I only found out about it 3 months ago. So like, yeah, I had no idea the benefits that I'd get from it. This is not a diet fad or a new trend. It's been studied and it's been around for over 20 years. So yeah, there's peace of mind for anybody who's looking at the products that we've got. So that's about it in a nutshell from me. I'm going to hand it over back to Beck, sorry. And
Thanks so much, Roy.
Thanks, guys.
I love hearing your story, just the power of fruits and veggies to just get your breast milk happening so quickly and get more nutrition in mums with young kids. So we're going to hear from another beautiful mum right now. Yvette's going to share a little bit of her product story. Thanks, Yvette.
Hey, thanks, Beck. Sorry, I have a helper again this evening. So yeah, I started taking a product about 6 months ago, actually almost 7 months ago now. And Juice Plus came into my life when I was at a point, when I was at quite a low point in my life. Like Roy said, I was also suffering from postnatal depression, which I actually didn't realise I had till a few months before Juice Plus. And I was really upset when I had to go back onto antidepressants. It's not something that I wanted to do, but obviously for the health and that of my family, that's what I did. After I found Juice Plus and started taking them, within 2 weeks, I had so much more energy. And I found that energy gave me also the desire to want to go and exercise as well and get back into exercise. Previous to being pregnant with this one, I was really enjoying my running. And also the other thing it gave me as well is I also wanted to eat more fruits and veg, and I started really craving more healthy foods as well. The other thing that I had too was extremely bad psoriasis, and every time I would get stressed or anything, my psoriasis would flare up quite badly. And at that point in time, I had just finished quite a stressful job. So my psoriasis was in my scalp and it had actually travelled down my neck and across the top half of my body here. And it was quite bad and probably the worst it had been in a very long time. The psoriasis would get itchy, and without even realising, I would scratch it. And one day it got that bad that my scalp was bleeding, and my husband noticed it was bleeding. Within probably about 3 months of taking Juice Plus, my psoriasis was completely gone. I didn't even have a trace of it. The other thing with psoriasis or any eczema or anything like that is just how embarrassing and how self-conscious you feel about it too. So I was always really, really conscious of people seeing it, and because it flaked so badly, it made me feel horrible. And so to be able to not have it and not have to worry about wearing my hair down or anything like that was really amazing. My hair would also fall out as a result of that psoriasis, and as we know, that hormone level after we're pregnant as well can change, and I had really bad hair loss, like massive clumps. I had my hairdresser over about a month or 6 weeks ago now, and she was actually blown away by the quality of my hair. When she cut it before Christmas, she classed my hair as thin, and she told me not to even dye my hair because of my psoriasis and how much it would aggravate it. And then the next time she came back, she could actually see the difference in the growth as well. So all the new growth was coming back, and she then classed my hair as having thick hair. So for me, that was really, really awesome, and it's the fastest that my hair has ever grown in my life. So I'm really, really happy to have found this product. It's definitely got massive health benefits for me.
That's awesome. Thanks, Yvette, for sharing. It's amazing. We've all got different stories about how this product has impacted our health, because it does do different things for everyone. Just the power of more fruits and veggies. So we're going to change gears a little bit now, and we're going to have a look at some questions that can come up with the business. Often, I know when I looked at joining the business, I had lots of questions. And so Yvette's just going to touch on two things that often come up for people when they're looking at a business like ours. Thanks, Yvette. You're back on.
Thanks, Beck. Yes. So at the same time as I took the product, and the reason that I decided to jump into this business as well is because after being in traditional business, the whole Juice Plus structure really made sense to me, and the way that the business model was set up really made sense to me as well. So being in traditional business, we have like lots of different structures, and I used to own my own business. I had 3 of them, and I know how expensive and how costly they are to set up. And the thing that really drew me to this was I was looking at that time for a business model that I was going to be able to get into or start without that overhead cost and without the cost of stock and all of those things that come with setting up a business. And this really ticked all the boxes for me. So I think whenever we get into a business like this, or whenever we first look at a business like this, especially being sort of more online, the first question we ask is this one of those pyramid schemes? And I know that was a big question of mine as well. And I can definitely tell you that no, it's not one of those pyramid schemes. So pyramid schemes were made illegal in the 70s, and Juice Plus has been around now for over 25 years as a product, and the company has been around for over 45 years. And I think by now, if it was a pyramid scheme, it would definitely have been found out. But if you have a look at traditional businesses, like government departments, daycare centres, banks, lots of pyramid structures all around us. So with my business, I sold to an independent supermarket. I had a continental deli, which sold lots of meats and cheeses and all those yummy things. And I sold it to a supermarket, and I decided to stay on for them as a manager. And I managed that business for another 6 years after. You can all see this. Look like this. So at the top, we had the owner of the supermarket. So there was about 10 stores owned by that same person. Across here, we also had a general manager. So the general manager had been working with the owner of that supermarket for 30 plus years. So he trusted general manager completely. So that position was always going to be taken as long as that particular gentleman was there. After the general managers, we had operations managers. So their role was to look after 2 or 3 stores within their little territory, and they would oversee the store managers. So operations managers and store managers were all people that this owner had also previously worked with, and they had also been within that business or the owner's previous businesses for 10 plus years. So again, these were positions that were taken by very experienced people or people that the owner trusted. Under the store managers, we had department managers, which was where I sat down here. I became a department manager. Under the department managers, we all had a second in charge, and then under here was all of our workers. So as you can see, as a department manager here, it was going to take me one hell of a long time to get anywhere into these two positions. And to get up here was just never going to happen. So I worked my butt off, and I really, really wanted to strive for the position of store manager. So I did all the extra things that I needed to. I learned other people's departments. I learned how to run reports for the supermarket. I even managed the supermarket on Sundays so that that store manager could have the day off. And we're talking about $1 million a week business. So I really put myself out there. When the time came that I wanted to take a step up, that didn't happen for me. I pretty much got told that my life choices as a mum were going to hold me back from ever doing that position. And that to me was, you know, it hurt. It really hurt. The other thing as well that happened to me when I started learning all these extra things is a lot of my fellow department managers got jealous, and they didn't like the fact that I was putting in the extra. There was a very big mentality in that store that you only did what you were paid to do and you did nothing more. So I found that quite confronting. The backstabbing and the bitching and things like that is, you know, it became a point where I got out. In the 6 months that I was, 6 years, sorry, that I was there as well, I only had a $1,000 bonus in the whole time I was there, and I never had a pay rise. So yeah, that was, you know, to me, it came a point where I realized that, you know, I was either going to spend a long time in this position and never growing, and I felt that it was time to move on, and I really wanted to grow. Now, the thing that I love about our business is you can't grow in this business without helping somebody. And I absolutely love that philosophy. So our business model looks more like this. So more of the rectangle kind of diagram. So everybody starts as a VF down the bottom. So it doesn't matter if you have been a CEO of a bank, or you've been a checkout chick, or you've been a trolley boy, or whatever you've been. Everybody starts at the same level. And we're all working towards a pinnacle position of NMD. As you're working towards NMD, the whole business model is structured on helping people. So you can't get to NMD without helping people, without teaching people, and without leadership. And that to me was a big plus, because the culture within this company was everybody's here to link arms and everyone's here to help each other. So I found that a really big plus for me. I think the other question that a lot of people have, or the other main question that people have, is, am I going to have to sell to my family and friends? Am I going to have to hunt people down, you know, and make one of those PowerPoint presentations the next time I have everyone over for dinner? Again, I love the fact that that didn't need to happen. So as Beck was explaining in the beginning, she was traveling around Australia, and she got in touch with a friend, and that was Belinda. Okay, so Belinda introduced the business to Beck, and Beck introduced the business to her sister Rachel. Okay, done here. Belinda also introduced the business to Rhiannon and to Renelle. So you can see there. Sorry, I have two little helpers over here as well. Rhiannon introduced the business to myself. Renelle introduced the business to her sister Sally. I introduced the business to Casey. And as you can see along here as well, we're all gaining customers. So this is what we call the popcorn effect. So in the beginning, Belinda and Beck knew each other, and Beck only knew Rachel. So you can see that we only really knew one or two people when we started, and organically this just grows. That's another thing I love about this business, is the people that you get to meet along the way as well. So when it's like popcorn, when you take that off the stove, or when you put it on the stove, sorry, and it starts to pop, you know, when you pull it off, it keeps popping for that little bit longer. And that's what happens with our business essentially as well. The business just keeps growing on its own, and you meet some amazing people along the way. So yeah, that's probably the two main questions that we have when starting this business, and I hope that that's been help to everyone. Thanks, Beck.
Thanks so much, Yvette. I'm certainly glad we don't have to hunt down our friends and family, because I would not be wanting to be part of anything like that. I'm going to introduce to you Carlina now. She's going to talk briefly about how we get paid. So over to you, Carlina.
Thanks, Beck. Hi, everybody. So I get to talk to you about how we get paid tonight. And this is something that I love to talk about because it's a direct reflection on how many people we've been able to help. And I also believe that it's hard to be truly healthy if you have financial stress in your life. And that's something that I know all too well about. Now, there are 3 ways that we get paid in this business. I don't know too many businesses these days where you get paid 3 ways, but we're lucky enough in our business that we do. So the first way that we get paid is in retail. See that? Now, this is the money that you make on your customer sales, and as you build your team's customer sales. And the best part about this business is we just need to connect the customers with head office, and they do the rest. They handle the money, they ship the product, and they ship it directly to the customer. So unlike lots of other businesses, we don't need to hold stock or run parties, purchase stock, and there's no minimum monthly spend, and the startup fee is really minimal. So that was a really huge thing for me. We're in the business of recommending. So just like if you were to go see a great movie or go to a good restaurant, you would tell your friends about it. And that's what we do with Juice Plus. We tell our friends about it. It's a great product. And another good thing about this business is that we can build our business in 27 different countries around the world. That's pretty cool, right? So the second way we get paid is commission. Now, this is the residual income, or as we like to call it, the beach money. Because as your customer base grows and your team's customer base grows, this is when you start to earn really good money. And you can literally be sitting on a beach, sipping cocktails, and there's money still landing in your bank account. That's pretty awesome. So the last way we get paid is bonuses. Now, I don't know too many businesses that pay out bonuses these days, but in our business, you get rewarded with bonuses. And they're there to encourage us as we reach different levels, and as our team reaches different levels, we get bonuses as well. So they're the 3 ways that we get paid in our business, and I will hand it back to you now, Beck.
Thanks so much, Carlina. We're going to have a share from another mum, my sister Rach. She's going to share now about her business experience with Juice Plus. Thanks, Rach.
Thanks, Beck. Well, I've been working in the Juice Plus company for 14 months now. Before I was introduced to the business by my sister Beck, I'm a single mum. I have 1 son and 1 income. I work full-time as a nurse educator, and I pretty much have been pushing myself for about 12 years as the sole income earner for the family. I've also tried other multi-level marketing businesses. I have done party plan for a couple of different companies, and I found that really tough. It was hard holding stock, and definitely any bonuses that you get in those sorts of businesses were usually product, not cash. What I love about Juice Plus is that there's an amazing system that we follow. I have just grown so much as a person since I've been doing the business. I have learnt so much, not just about the products and the company, but also about myself. And it's been an amazing 12 months. I love the business structure. I love that I can achieve things, and I've actually managed to promote twice in the 12 months, and I'm just about to promote for a 3rd time. And I just think that's amazing. There's not many workplaces where that can happen so quickly. And I was very excited when I got to use one of my bonuses to buy Adele tickets. So I went to see Adele with one of my bonuses. Actually, my income every month is paying my utility bills. So for me as a single mum, that's just a bit of a weight off my shoulders, apart from the fact that the products are amazing and have changed my life and my son's life in the last 12 months. I just love helping other people do this business. I love that it's online and I can fit it around my other work and around my life as a mum. I just can't wait to see what the next 12 months is going to look like. I'm excited to be able to build this income on the side of what I'm doing full time, and hopefully, as that builds, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to reduce my Monday to Friday grind and get out of that treadmill. So yeah, that's my business story. Thanks, Beck.
Thanks, Rach. Well, I'm really excited about the next 12 months too, because I know it's going to be awesome. So I'd like to thank everyone for sharing tonight. Just such amazing stories on our event. It's scary sometimes sharing. We all get nervous, but it's so good to hear everyone's story. So if you're watching this and you have some questions, I would really urge you to get those answers. So just the best way to do that, I guess, is to reach out to the person that invited you to watch this and just ask them the questions. A lot of us wondered, what if this could be the thing we've been looking for, and we're finding out more and more every day that this is it. This is what we've been looking for. So I urge you to get your questions answered, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our stories and watch our event. Have a great night.